Hi everyone, on today's video I'm gonna show you how I make my wig. So here's everything you will need. I'm using Miss Lala hair, a closure, a Japanese mesh cap, a needle, threads, scissors, T-pins. I'm also using a styrofoam head, and I secure my first track and start sewing all the way in the bottom. And I work my way slowly to the top. And I make sure I don't leave too much of a gap in between the tracks. So I sew them close enough to each other. And also when I get to the end of my tracks, I don't cut the hair. What I do, I just flip it over and put a pressure to make it flat. And then I continue sewing. Using the T-pins makes the sewing a lot better because you kind of place the tracks where you want, and then the T-pins just secure the hair from moving. If you don't have T-pins, you can always use office pins. And when you run out of thread, you just tie your knot and cut the little pieces of thread that are showing, and then you continue sewing where you left off. I'm running my fingers through the hair to make sure it doesn't tangle. With my closure, what I do when I'm almost finished, I kind of come and trace my closure with a dark pencil, and I sew the closure one side at a time. I don't sew it at once because it can get tricky to apply the closure right and make sure it's flat. So yeah, my technique is really to sew the closure one side at a time. I make a knot and then I go and sew the back. And at the end, when I'm finished, I reserve one last track and I connect it with the closure. That way you don't see any demarcation or fabric of the closure. That brown lace will not show if you sew one last track over the closure. So you almost finished. Well, I'm almost finished. So at the end, you will have to cut that brown lace that you see in the front. Make sure you're careful not to cut the baby hair or the closure. And then there will be a piece of fabric that will be your mesh cap. So you will have to cut that little piece. So what you see underneath, it's the brown lace of the closure. And I'm almost finished. You could just style the hair as you wish.